Welcome to Chucker TV. I'm Dale Schwetz, and we're live, Grand Champions Polo Club, at the Jan Pamela Polo Field for the Founders Cup today, World Polo League, and Jan Erik Frank with me today. Jan, say hello, Chucker TV.
Hello, Chucker TV. Great to have you with us here on this slightly, like we had yesterday, Dale, blustery morning, but I think you'll agree with me, perfect conditions. The players are already out there. They've started. I think we better get off the field.
Wow, they do that ball in really quick, so we're going to get this one going here. We'll announce the teams as they go along. For Casablanca, Jan, who you got?
Okay, well, let's go through the players. As I say, we are playing the Founders Cup here. This is the third round. We've had already several games in this tournament, of course. The second of our four WPL season 2021. Casablanca leading the way this morning with Grant Ganzi playing at number 1 of 3 goals. Juancito Bellini, his teammate and also good friend, playing at number 2 of 4 goals. Then we have Barto Castanola. You might remember he made his debut in America playing with his brother last year in the season. And at back, of course, Barto playing of 9 goals. At back, Juan Martinero. So we have a 10-goaler on our on the field. And over to you, Dale, for Hawaii Polo.
Yeah, Hawaii Polo Life coming with Chris Dawson at 2 goals. Santi Torres will come in at 7 goals. Diego Cavanaugh, 9 goals. And Heiho Taranco at 8 goals. 26-goal team. Yeah, two 26-goal teams going up against each other. Casablanca in the light blue jerseys. Hawaii Polo Life in the dark jerseys. Jan, take it away.
Absolutely. Well, let's just give you a little bit of a recap on how these two teams have done so far in this second of our 4 WPL tournaments. This, of course, the Founders Cup. Remember, we will have the Palm Beach Open thereafter, and then the highlight, of course, the Triple Crown. Casablanca coming into this game now with 2 wins under their belt. They beat Santa Rita in their opening game 15 goals to 10, and then they also took care of business with Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek. A very close game. There was only 1 goal in it. They won it 11 goals to 10. Hawaii Polo Life coming into this match. They're third with a win and a loss. They lost their first one to Seminole Casino in overtime. A very close game, 8 goals to 9, but took care of business quite convincingly against Santa Rita, 11 goals to 7. So Hawaii Polo Life, Dale, very much looking for their second victory here.
All right, on the move is going to be Taranco.
Taranco turns it, nicely done. On the sideboards here, ball just stays in play, or will it? I think it just kissed the top of those sideboards again. Number 2, the 8-goal player, Heiho Taranco. And all you can see, both of these teams not wasting any time getting into the top gear. Now, of course, playing at number 1 this afternoon, we have Santi Torres, the 7-goaler, coming in for the slightly injured Barto Castanola. I believe he had a sprained or an injury to his ankle, so we hope he's back in the saddle very, very soon. So, as I say, today, substituting for young Barto Castanola, we have the 7-goaler, Santi Torres. Now, Santi Torres, if anything, Dale, a very good substitution to have for the young player out there on the field. And as I say, Hawaii Polo Life looking for their second win, and they will be doing everything they can here this afternoon at Jan Pamela's to make sure they get that second victory.
I almost said Jan Pamela when we brought the show in today, man. We're at the Jan Pamela Polo Field. Jan Pamela, pretty similar. As they're going to bring us ball to center field, our first whistle of the day here with 5 minutes on the clock here in our first chucker of play. And they're going to drop this one down on the right-of-way violation. And it looks like Nero will command the Casablanca team, Jan, from the number 4 position. I love seeing him. He's a great general.
Well, absolutely. 10 goals to his name, of course, and it's great to have a 10-goal player here this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying it as well. You are going to see some great polo, as Dale was saying, coming to you from Jan Pamela's. As I say, slightly windy conditions here this morning, or rather I should say this afternoon, but I think the players will be not having a problem or a reason to complain. You can see Juancito Bellini there just coming off his pony, having to adjust maybe something what looks like a bit of a tack issue. And before he gets on the pony, I think he just wants to make sure that pony's okay. Dale, as you know, of course, the WPL very much geared around the welfare of the 4-legged athlete, as you like to call them.
You said it, and his first chucker was very, very fast. They came out, both teams running and gunning, both on 26 goals. Highest level polo played in the United States, the World Polo League. We love seeing that first chucker start out. So we'll go ahead and take time out. As we always, as Jan said, always take time and safety for the 4-legged athlete. Juancito Bellini will walk his pony off, and we'll probably bring another one over for him. We always have our in-house veterinarian, Darren Tamplin, always on the scene. Grand Champions Polo Club, Aspen Valley Polo Club, travels around the world, watches over 400 head of horses, Jan.
Well, that, of course, is a very, very important job to have, not only the vet here on site, but also to have our medical staff. We had a little bit of an issue yesterday where a player came off the pony, and it was great to see how quickly those medical support staff are on the scene. I believe it was Whistle Ace who had a bit of a tumble yesterday. In
the medium goal.
Yeah, that's right. And but a big compliment to all the team here that are working so tirelessly, from the ground staff to the medic to the vet, of course, there. But you really can't, at this level, really afford to play polo without having all these professionals in their job.
You got a lot of polo being played here at the Grand Champions Polo Clubs. We do have the 6, the 8, the 10, the women's polo, the 12, and of course the women's polo league, and it's going to be Nero.
Off we go then from the center. Juancito back in the saddle again, and the man with the number 4, the 10 goaler. We spoke about him just now, Juan Martinero, and as you were saying, Dale, a lot will come through him. There's the extension, and he's found Barto Castanola, 9 goals. I did mention earlier, he and his brother came and made their debut playing together here in Florida last year in the 2020 season, which of course for all of us was unfortunately cut short due to the COVID virus. So it's great to see that the WPL leading the way once again. And there is a life after COVID, Dale. There really is a life after COVID. So ball went over the back line, and it's Hawaii Polo live. Let me just quickly run through the lineup again. At number 1, the 7-goaler, Santi Torres. Heijo Taranco playing off 8 goals. Diego Kavanagh, big name, of course, the 9-goaler. And Chris Dawson playing off number 2 goals at the number 4 position, making up Hawaii Polo Live. So far, no score. Both teams, as you said, Dale, obviously also due to the fact that Santi Torres has come in for the injured Barto Castanola, playing off 26 goals, so no advantage given as we go back to the action. And the man with the orange helmet here for Hawaii Polo Live, I think that looked to me like a right-of-way infringement there, Dale. What did you make of that?
2 write-offs there. They're going to call a little uneven here, off speed on the write-off. But again, I like the aggressiveness early in this high-goal World Polo League game, as Barto Castanola is going to come from left to right. It looked like he caught him, but they've got a standard. Of course, the broad write-off is broken down on the speed and the angle. So they're going to say maybe he's a little off speed on that, as Santi was trying to bust out the door. So not too dangerous of a play. So they're going to go ahead and drop that ball as center field for number 5, Grant Gaines. Is going to bring a shoe over first. Thank you, Grant. Always keep the shoes off the field if they do come off the 4-legged athlete. So with 4 minutes left here, we're going to go ahead and give the penalty 5 now. 5B in favor of Hawaii Polo Life.
Taken very quickly there by the number 2, Heijo Taranco, and he's going to also be the engineer. He sends it up to the front door. Dawson can quite pick that one up, and Torres, one of my favourites, as you may remember from last season, Dale. I love watching this young man play, Santi Torres, always with his signature red helmet. A very, very dangerous player. Very dangerous up front to score goals, but he's also a workhorse, and if need be, will come back and defend where he can.
Easy to find him on the field, with that red helmet.
That is true, very much so. Now let's go back to the action, and Juancito Bellini for Casablanca. Good, solid first strike from him as he centres the ball on the approach, a little under the neck. He tried to pick that one up. Well, he couldn't. A good ride off there by Taranco, taking out Juancito Bellini. 4 goals against 8 goals. And of course, Juancito, who we've been watching over the last few years, also a very, very talented and strong player. On the far side they go. Once again, Taranco opening up. What a great speed already we're seeing here. Solid open pole play. Beg your pardon, that was Diego Kavanagh with the grey helmet. Thank you, Dale. Kavanagh still having a good run through the centre, going into the danger zone is Chris Dawson. Unfortunately, to no avail, he hasn't got the ball just yet. Torres from the sideboards. Torres now taking the route to market, basically. Torres, look how he just bulldozes through that Casablanca defence. A chance with a shot on goal coming from the number 3, I believe that was. And it just went over the back line. So what a pace, Dale. What a pace. 2:30 left to play in Chukka number 1. Well, real incredible action we're seeing so far. Still no score, but I'm sure that won't be long till we see the first score.
Super defensive play down there by Barto Castanola, taking out Torres as he comes across the center of the field. Then Heijo Taranco tries to score that one on the open back shot. Juan Martinero was in the vicinity of that ball, so he had the goal blocked, such as the goalie does in hockey. That ball rolls out about 20 yards from the far post. So they'll go ahead and drop this ball for a knock-in. We'll take our first courtesy change of the day. We will use a courtesy change halfway through each chucker, somewhere around there, and we give all the players the opportunity to change their four-legged athlete. Now, over the years, we found out with the courtesy change, not just safety for the four-legged athlete, but you definitely see less fouls in the game. Why are you saying, yeah? Because we have less desperation plays being made with players on horses that might be a little tired. And also, we don't get a lot of players changing horses because they're injured, because we don't have that many injuries with the four-legged athlete because of the courtesy change.
Well, exactly. That, of course, very much helps to create and to allow a fast-flowing game. We were talking about the courtesy change yesterday. The rule now, of course, 45 seconds is what they
being very strict on that now, Jan.
Yep.
Very strict on the 45 seconds.
Yeah, and I think that really has hit home with the players, because I think the players very much tried to adhere to that and come out. Very often, we saw it yesterday also at the 12 goal, coming out within 30 seconds even.
Yeah, we got it very, very quick. Everywhere. All the low goal tournaments been very quick, and now in the high goal. And what I love, Jan, is you got 2.5 minutes left here and everybody on fresh legs.
Absolutely. 2.5 minutes left. Still no score. Casablanca with a hit in from their own back line. And that ball's going to find Diego Kavanagh. Kavanagh has a little bit of space there in the midfield. Tries to send that one over the halfway line. Slightly topped that ball, but he's lucky the ball will drop exactly where he wants so he can have another shot. Takes it out to the left-hand side looking for, and I think he's found Kavanagh, the 9-goaler on the far side. Grant Ganzi now in front at the front door there with Juancito Bellini. Ganzi gets into a little bit of traffic there at the front as it's sent back by Hawaii Polo Life, courtesy of Heo Taranko, the man with the number 2 on his shirt, and the 8-goaler also very much when need be going back in defence. A little bit of a traffic melee go, a little traffic jam over on the far side on the board. So Wildlife come out on top, and that's a ball which has got Chris Dawson's name written all over it. Now, Chris Dawson, as you know, Dale, a very solid player of 2 goals. Couldn't quite pick that one up as it's turned around by the number 3, Barto Castanola, who will send it back up, looking for 1 or 2 of his attacking players. He's got Juancito at the front, beg your pardon, that is Grant Ganzi, and even the 10-goaler, Juan Martinero, couldn't pick that one up quick enough, and there's an appeal from Grant Ganzi, which I think, Dale, you'll agree with me, he had already established himself on that line. That was crossed. The umpires really had no choice but to blow on that play.
You got it. So they're going to go ahead and just call it 5A here, as you do have Taranko falling over the right away after he takes that ball. Now, listen, they're going to allow that to happen in this high goal polo, but you need at least 2 strides away, because 1 stride away, like Ganzi was, Grant, he made sure that he was on top of that play, and that was very strong play by Grant to catch him there, because in this fast polo, if a player has the opportunity to get away with no danger, they're not going to blow the whistle.
Well, and that's exactly what we were saying also in the previous WPL games. Not only do we have some of the world's best umpires here, but they will, of course, be as lenient as they can. Remember, it's all designed and geared around the flow of play, but also very much the health and safety of both player and pony in mind. As Santi Torres nicely picks this one up and takes it on the near side. Too many ticks and pakes there in one sentence. We have another whistle. Dale, what did you make of that play?
So riding in from behind, you got to watch out for him. This play gets called a lot in the game of polo, and it's a tough play because when a player has the ball on his offside, that's the right side of the pony. If you're new to the game of polo, the left side is the near side. If you're on the offside, you're carrying that ball, you cannot ride in underneath a player's mount. Now, Steve Lane, who works here at the Chucker TV and with the Grand Champions Polo Club, with our umpires, he'll tell you that the elbow does not bend that opposite direction, and that's why it can be a dangerous play with a player that's carrying the ball. So you need to come from the side, make a ride off from the side, or make a hook on the player right here. You got riding in from behind. Open goal, penalty 3 in favor of Casablanca. It's going to be Barto Castanola.
And Castanola taking a nice long run up. You can see the penalty 3, an open goal undefended. So let's see what Barto, remember, playing off 9 goals. This is second year here at the WPL. I'm sure he will just send this one all the way to, well, I was going to say Fort Lauderdale. He didn't quite make it that far, but a cracking goal. And that is the opening score of this game of the Founders Cup, coming to you here from Jan Palmer. I hope you're enjoying the coverage, of course, as always, brought to you via Chucker TV. So we're down to the last few seconds, Dale. Took a long time coming, but eventually, even out of a penalty situation, Barto Castanola opens up the scoring account for Casablanca in Chucker number 1.
A very, very strong shot there on the bowl, and you want to win this one. 30 seconds left.
And it's taken around again, and the man who scored just a few seconds ago will try and take it around the outside. Castanola, very strong. He's left it behind for the 10-goaler. Juan Martinero runs into a little bit of traffic there. Taranco right in front of him. Needs to, of course, clear, and we want positive play. We don't want negative play. That's something which I'm sure the umpires will also be making a point of if they see that happen too often. Did we even mention that we have Federico Martelli and Esteban Ferrari, our two mounted umpires, on the field, and Gaston Dorignac in the studio as third man.
That'll end our first chukker play, and right there at the end, and this is something we're going to watch for today. They talked about making sure they call the shading. Now, the player gets in there and shades the player, and you saw right here with Juan Martinero, he kind of held the ball, and then the player came in front. They're going to tell him to clear. If he doesn't clear, they're going to blow the whistle on shading, and we had a little bit of a dicey play there. We'll see how the umpires work it out going into the second period. But there you go, Casablanca, Hawaii Polo Life, 1-0 after our first chukker. We'll be right here back on Chukker TV in our 2021 World Polo League Founders Cup. Welcome back, Dale Schwetz, Jan Edick, Frank, Chukker TV, World Polo League Founders Cup, second chukker play. Jan, tell me about the teams one more time for our viewers who just showed up for the second chukker.
Absolutely. Very good afternoon and welcome to joining us here live on Chukker TV. As Dale was saying, we're coming live from Jan Pamela's Polo Field. Casablanca, the team in the light blue shirts there, leading the way with number 1. Grant Ganzi playing off 3 goals at number 1. Juancito Bellini, the number 2, playing off 4 goals. And then we have Barto Castanola, the man who scored in that first chukker. So far, the only score of this game at number 3. And then, of course, the 10-goaler, none other than Juan Martinero, the 10-goaler, playing at back. Hawaii Polo Life today, we have a slight change to the normal roster. We've got Santi Torres coming in for the slightly injured Poroto Cambiaso. Again, we hope that we'll see him back in the saddle very quickly.
Yeah, we hope to see Proto back. Good thoughts, Proto.
Thank you. Hijo Taranco, the number 2 player there, playing off 8 goals. And then we have Diego Cavana, the 9-goaler, and Chris Dawson playing off 2 goals at number 4. Del, as we saw right at the end there of that first chukker, it took a long time in coming, but Barto Castanola converting a penalty 3, getting so far the only score up on the score sheet as they left the field after the first chukker. 1-0. We are now live back here with a little over 7 minutes to play in chukker number 2. Picked up there by Castanola, sends it down the field. He had eyes in the back of his head there as he saw Juancito Bellini run away with it. He's left it behind for Grant, who really sends that one deep into the half of Hawaii Polo Life. Now, what is Juancito got up his sleeve here? Is he going to take it around? He's going to do what I would call a Nick Roldan, a cut shot. And that really Well, it looked like it would gone through to me, Dale.
Yeah, so they might be able to use the trigger here. Now, we do have the triggers in place. Let's see if Juancito wants one. He looking at that ball like he had the best look at it, Juancito. So let's see if they decide to use a trigger on this play. Now, they can send this to the studios, to our instant replay official, Gaston Dorniak, who's watching it. I guess not. So they'll allow the players shoot in. Great sportsmanship there by Juancito Bellini. But again, this field does run east and west today, Yan. We got a swift wind blowing from the east, and it showed right there on that attack by Casablanca.
Absolutely. Now, Dale, do please, if you would, just enlighten us once again also with the challenge in the WPL, which we have, of course, every team, but I'll let you take it from there. Every team has a challenge. Tell us more.
Yeah, 2 challenges in one game, so you get a challenge per half. You got to use it or lose it. You cannot carry that challenge over to the second half. What the players will do once the umpire has recited the foul, they have 15 seconds to say challenge. If so, it'll go to our instant replay. Phil Hussel will use all of the cameras. I mean, when I say cameras, you got 2 end zone cameras, the high cam in the center, and then we have the drone flying above. They'll be able to either change a call, and yeah, what I love now is that the IRO, if he sees another foul before what they blew or a different foul than that they blew, he can correct the game, and that changes the game immensely in a positive way.
Absolutely, and that again shows just how great this WPL is. Literally all the angles and all the areas covered, having an IRO who, of course, will be able to, as you say, study everything play by play. So thank you for explaining that to our viewers at home.
And we had a right-of-way violation there, Yan. We're going to have a 5A. It's going to be Nero.
Juan Martinero, the 10-goaler, taps it in. A couple of little taps, wants to get a little bit close. He's got Santi Torres, who, well, as I say, is a very hard player to beat. Once he gets his mojo going, he will stick to you like a cheap suit. If he wants to get that ball off you, a workhorse through and through, and also very dangerous up in front of goal. There's the shot. I think more out of frustration there from Barto Castanola. Just going over the back line. Well, he wanted to give it a shot, but unfortunately not rewarded. But a good idea nonetheless.
Yeah, trying to hit it through, well, 3 Pony's legs there. Not too easy. Also, Yan, we do have the triggers in place. So the umpires at any time can use the triggers. That's to see if a goal was scored, to check and see if a safety was committed, or if the ball goes out of bounds, which player it came off of. Also, to use it for unsportsmanlike conduct and to check any time 2 4-legged athletes or 2 2-legged athletes come together on a play to declare which player was promoting the danger.
Yeah, that's another great rule that we've got into introduced here at the World Polo League. And of course, it's all, like I said, designed not only from a health and safety point of view, but also from a flowing and a fast kind of polo. Now, remember, of course, watching at home, if you just tuned in here on Chucky TV, the World Polo League is the highest level of polo you will see anywhere on planet Earth, outside, of course, of Argentina. And Dale, isn't it great to once again have the world's best, the elite, descending here on Wellington, here at Grand Champions Polo Club, competing in this, the Founders Cup 2021.
That ball's going to bounce out of bounds with the attack by Hawaii Polo Life off to the right side. And now with 4:05 on the clock, we are going to see the knock in here. And this is what we talk about, yeah, we always want a positive possession. When we say that, let's see if Casablanca can move this ball over center field on the attack.
Well, let's see if they can, because you might have noticed that Hawaii Polo Life standing very, very deep, wanting to shut them down very early on. Here comes Barto Castanola looking for a little gap. He's up against the number 3, Jago Castanola, who has the faster pony. Look at this, a day at the races nearly. There's an hook attempt there coming from Jago Castanola, but Castanola, again, very, very close. Well, he is getting stronger and stronger. I think that goal will be coming very soon, Dale.
Super, super positive attack there using the wind. Nero finds Castanola, and what a play by Grant Ganzi and Juancito Bellini, picking up their man early to give Barto the one-on-one with Kavanaugh. A great run there, just little mishaps on the shot on goal. We're going to get our second courtesy change of the day with 3:30 on the clock.
Indeed, and I'm sure Casablanca, before this game, they will have thought about what kind of a strategy they're going to implement here, because Hawaii Polo Live, not an easy team to beat. And so far, they seem to be doing everything quite right the way it should. Now, interesting also, something which we mentioned yesterday, which is very nice, and it's a very nice feature that we've introduced here at the WPL. Starting in the Founders Cup and continuing throughout the rest of the WPL season, we will be introducing what we call the Cats 2-point challenge.
Love it. Love this procedure.
Absolutely. And now what that basically means is that if a player scores from a dead ball play, meaning the ball has to be stationary.
Penalty 5 from the center, 5B.
For example, so if a player scores from a dead ball from the halfway line or even further beyond the halfway line and scores, which of course is a long distance. They or that team will automatically be awarded 2 points.
2 goals. I love it.
Now, this is a condition that was put into place by the club, and we can discuss this further if you like. So please, if you'd like to know more about this, call us. But tell us a little bit about Kat, Dale.
You got it. Catherine Calley, we love her to death. She's part of the Chucker TV family. She's been with family for a long time working for us. She was one of our camera players, and she has been working. She's been battling cancer at the moment. So, Kat, we love you. She's watching today, and we want to put this in place, and we battle the fight with her, and she's doing a great job battling cancer. So we'll keep you filled in on the Cat 2-point challenge.
Absolutely, and let's hope, even though we have slightly windy conditions, I mean, we were just talking about where the wind was coming from. I think it'd be much easier if the wind came from south. Is it east to west or south to north, this field?
It's running east to west.
East to west. So it would be ideal if the goal would be, or a shot, a Cat 2-point challenge would be scored from east to west. Now, that is a powerful drive. I believe Castanola there, finally, third time lucky, gets the shot he wanted, and he was in the perfect position. So Castanola getting the second, not only for himself but for the team, putting Casablanca in a 2-goal lead, 2-0 with 2:48 left on the clock. We're in second.
Great job there by the Casablanca team to shut down Hawaii Polo Life on the knock-in as we talk about those positive possession. Not to shut them down, but retrieve the ball and score. Great play there by the Casablanca team.
Ball's back in play, picked up and turned around by Taranka. Taranka wants to tee it up. He's got a little bit of traffic, but he knows and they know it's his line, his right of way. That's the pass up to Dawson. Dawson takes a swing, couldn't quite make the connection. Out of nowhere comes Kavanagh. Kavanagh now, this could be the first goal here for Hawaii Polo Live. And that's how quickly, Dale, things can happen. As you said, they won the throw-in on the halfway line. And that, of course, immediately puts the entire team in the offensive modus operandi. And then 1 or 2 little touches, 2 little plays. And then, of course, you give a 9-goal play like Diego Kavanagh a chance, and he will sink that all day long.
Super positive play there. As you said, Yan, win that bowling, get the positive possession, get the offensive attack. Chris Dawson working with the man. Super play by Kavanagh.
Absolutely. Ball back in play. Here we go then. Who's going to win it this time? Looks like Hawaii Polo Live still struggling a little bit on that halfway line. Casablanca, all 3 defenders over, but they come out on top. Hawaii Polo Live. Here we go then. With the number 3 under the neck. Diego Kavanagh tries to centre it and put it into the danger zone, but he's up against the 10-goaler Juan Martinero. In comes Torres. He wants a piece of the action. Bartoniola in the thick of it now as well. As the 10-goaler just holds back. Torres couldn't quite reach that one. Oh, that looked like a near bad little run in there, but Torres coming out on top prevails. Perseverance, as always, paying off if you stick with it. And on the far side now, Casablanca find a little space for themselves. Juan Martinero. Torres still sticking with him. He's left it behind for Castanola. Castanola will try and send it up. Going up is Juancito Bellini. He saw that one coming. He's going to have to pick this one up on the near side. Good first touch from the young Juancito Bellini, but to try and take it from the near side and put it back to the offside, of course, takes a bit of doing, especially at that speed. In comes Grant Ganzi. Well, there was a bit too many players coming in on that play, Dale. Looked to me like it was a clear right-of-way infringement there, hence the whistle by the umpires.
Here you got Kavanagh controlling that ball the inside. Takes to the right, comes across, changes the direction of the right-of-way there. They're going to be caught on a little uneven ride-off. The ball sitting at the 50, 60-yard line on Hawaii Polo's like defensive side of the field. But they'll go ahead and move this one to center for a 5B with 34 seconds on the clock. So one more opportunity here to get the equalizer.
If they can. And you're right, 34 seconds, a lot can happen. They've got the advantage. They've got the possession. They've got it from on the halfway line. And teeing up the ball there is Taranka. And I'm pretty sure he will try and drill this one as far as he can into the half of Casablanca. And in the hope that somebody, possibly Chris Dawson, I think he's very keen and very eager to... well, this is, of course, a chance. Well, this would have been a chance to get that the Cats 2-point challenge, but they decided to go for the safe play. They teed it up. Torres couldn't pick it up. We've heard the first horn there as Castanola running into a little bit of trouble. Clock ticking down. We're down to the last 15 or so seconds. Hawaii Polo Life still have possession, but they're going to have to be quick about it. Round the outside. Little open backhand there. Attempt from the number 3 from Kavanagh. It's in the danger zone, but it's cleared. Ganzi making sure he can get rid of it. Torres sends one back up to the front door now. Oh, that was unlucky, wasn't it, Dale?
Oh, man. They hustled down in front. Yeah, almost got it done. But that ball's going to stop right there in front of the goal. So when we return after this commercial break, we will have a bowl-in right down in front of Hawaii Polo Life's goal, 2-1. After 2, you're watching Chucker TV in the 2021 World Polo League Founders Cup. All right, welcome back. So after 2 chukkers of play, well, 2-1 here, Jan. Pretty tight.
Absolutely, really hard to gauge. Once again, Castanola scoring his second of the match. He scored in the first, scored in the second. No score there by Hawaii Polo Life, but they broke the knot, if you will, and in the second chukker, Diego Kavanagh getting his name up on the score sheet. So as you say, 2-1, and a very, very fast-paced game. Very much reflection also of how the wind is here. It's extremely, extremely windy. And play, of course, will resume at where that previous chukker ended, and that will be a throw-in. Very much deep in the half of Casablanca. Hawaii Polo Life would like to capitalize on this, and Torres has got the ball for Hawaii Polo Life. Santi Torres now, as he found a little gap. And Torres, just before that ball went through, Juancito Bellini making sure that it wasn't going to cross the line. Is now left for Juan Martinero. And again, you can see, Del, Hawaii Polo Life strategy seems to be very much standing deep in the opposition's half, making it very hard for them to open up and play their game. It's turned on a sixpence here, or as you would say, on a dime. And again, the player there just obstructing. Now, I'm surprised that the umpires didn't blow on that. Because
I agree. They got to get on him right there. But that one, Tronco's horse takes 2 steps back. He's stepping back towards the player. I think you got to jump on that quicker. That's the whole thing. Clear, open the game up. If the player's clearing, then you will not have the delay of game. So let's see if they keep it rolling here. It's going to be Nero.
Nero, the Tangola, Juan Martinero looking for or trying to weave his way through those black shirts from Hawaii Polo Life. And again, we have, well, a player who was kind of obstructing, making it very, very difficult now. A late whistle. Let's see what the umpires make of that and on what play they blew that.
All right, so we get a late whistle there. And again, a little dicey play there. Again, it looks like number 2 in the black, kind of, that shading part. We talked a lot about the shading part. We've also talked a lot about shading part of World Polo League because the game's so fast. You need to open the game up. And the one thing that starts the game, Juan, is that blocking, the blocking. So trying to keep that out. It's going to go in favor here of Hawaii Polo Life. And they'll bring it back in on a 5A with 6:20 on the clock, Gansey.
Slightly short, too short there for Dawson. He was right at the front there. Chris Dawson, he's very, very hungry. In comes Torres dropping that hammer, and Castanola won't have any of it. Castanola, and that player, I think, running into the swing there, it looked to me, of Castanola. Now, of course, there's another noni. You cannot ride, especially from behind, into the player's swing.
Perfect scenario. You said it, riding in from behind. We talked about it earlier. Diego knows it there. He thought he could maybe drop in there quicker, but it's a nice little play by Castanola. Yeah, just flipping that ball a little bit to the right to control that right of way. And they're going to catch him here, and it's going to give him a goal shot penalty. So an opportunity to go up by 2 goals, 2-1, in our third chucker play. It looks like it's going to be a 60-yard shot here. Or did they move it into a 3?
3. Yeah.
Oh, dude, open goal, penalty 3. So here at the World Polo League, for safety of the four-legged athlete, we do not defend those plays. This will be an open shot, and arguably the hardest shot in the game of polo. 40 yards, all on your own. You're shooting into 8 yards, 24 feet.
Absolutely. So the question is, will he just go and send it into another zip code, or will he keep it low and make sure that the swing is clear and clean? So the man who just got fouled, Castanola, now looking for his 3rd goal of this game. Castanola coming up and approaching the ball. And, he spanks that one through. No mistake there, Dale. I mean, that
pushes up through with authority, doesn't he?
He does indeed. So goal number 3 for Castanola. And as you were saying there just now, Dale, increasing that cushion to 2 goals. They were leading. Well, no, actually, they weren't leading. If I look back at the way they played so far, end of chukker number 1, it was 1-0 for Casablanca. And then Castanola scoring again. Diego Kavanagh getting the first for Hawaii Polo Life in chukker number 2. They left the field 2-1. And now in chukker number 3, as it stands at the moment with 5:35 on the clock, it is 3-1 in favor of Casablanca, who so far are doing everything I'm sure they discussed in or prior to this game as Juancito now, and they've won once again. They won the throw-in. Juancito immediately gets challenged there from Kavanagh. Turns it around. Kavanagh, he now has possession. That means Casablanca must clear the way. There's the pass. He was looking for Torres. Had a bit of a deflection, but it's picked up on the sideboards once more by the man with the number 2, Taranko. And that was, I think, one of those obstructing, blocking fouls, which this time was very much observed, of course, right underneath there, or right on top of that play, Esteban Ferrari, who will have had a very clear vision on exactly what happened there. But, they need to open up that a little bit more and get out of the way to allow, as you
if you stay on top of the blocking, if you called earlier, they will move out of the way. Trust me, but you need to stay on that quickly. And, it's one of those plays. And here's another opportunity for the Cat 2-point challenge.
Well, these are, of course, the perfect conditions now with the wind in their back. So let's see if they're going to make the most of it. It's going to be attempted by Taranko. Let's see what he's going to do. He's taking a relatively long run up, which could suggest he might want to send this one all the way down the field. Again, all the players standing relatively close. Now, of course, they must give at least a 30-yard distance, even from a 5B. Well, there's the shot. It's still running. It's going to run a little bit short. There's a blue shirt to pick it up. Castanola, Torres, of course, right there with him. Hawaii Polo still have possession as it's turned around by Kavanagh. Kavanagh looking to do something with it. Casablanca straight on it there. Juan Martinero want to shut him down early. Coming in. Can they get possession back? Uh-oh. This looks dangerous. In front of goal. Who's going to get a swing? It was the 10 goal of Juan Martinero, who just in the nick of time managed to clear it and sends Barto Castanola on his way, who for the first time in a long time has a little bit of space. Cuts across the field. He saw Juancito Bellini. Well, that, of course, is a little bit unfortunate. Castanola, he crossed and he changed that line. There was a player coming down the line from Hawaii Polo Life. I'm sure that was unintentional. But, of course, you cannot just weave left and right. You can't do that. By doing so, you automatically or inevitably will give up that line. And if there's a player already established on that line, Dale, then it's game over.
So a quick line change there. It did come off a pony, though. So kind of a weird play as it comes off a little bit. But umpire Ferrari right there in the Looking down the right away, I guess Colin Cavanaugh for the lesser angle, penalty 5A. It's going to be Taranco.
Taranco. Now, that's what we were hoping to see a little bit, a few moments earlier from the halfway line. Nice, high and lofted Torres. He'll pick it up on the near side, tries to send a near side backhand shot. Now on the onside, sends it back into the danger zone. He was hoping that Cavanaugh was going to be there to pick it up, but once again, Castanola will clear it, but there's no one there to pick it up. So power play now here from Hawaii Polo Life as the ball is sent back into the danger zone there by Taranco. Well, we had a whistle, but I'm not quite sure what that whistle was for, Dale. Did not look anything untoward for me. Looked very straightforward. What are your thoughts on that one?
Well, they came together. You're going to have a challenge on this play, and they're taking it down the opposite way. So the good challenge here, I like this, with 3:58 on the clock, and that ball inside the 60-yard line. Now, the play got opened up. It looked like Barto was riding at a play, but he was a little bit off the line. Now, to meet that play where Diego came in there, you need to be 100%, though. Remember, even the line change on the open back shot, if a player turns across that line and turns on the line, the player meeting that ball needs to be 100% on the line. So you can't come at 45, can't come in there. So it looks like Barto came in there, and then there was a connection between two players. So they're going to send this one to the IRO, to the video, and gonna see what they decide to call on this, as they'll take it into the booth to Gaston Dorniak, and he'll look at all the angles, and looks like they're gonna go ahead and call a foul on the play. So as the Hawaii Polo Life and Casablanca came together there, they're going to drop this ball inside the 60-yard line. So at that moment, we did have a courtesy change with 3:58 on the clock. I like the challenge. Use it. You got 3:58 left in the first half. It's going to be an open goal penalty if the call stands. So great challenge here by Nero and the Casablanca team. Absolutely.
As you were saying, 3:58 on the clock. Quick courtesy change. And a chance, a very important chance here now, and a chance for, it looks like, Santi Torres to reduce the deficit. Just waiting for the umpire to call play. So Torres now taking a very calm walk on this penalty too, and he will make no mistake, as Santi Torres rarely does, and that is the first goal for the man coming in to substitute Barto Castanola, and that makes the scoreline read 3-2. Still plenty of time left in this first half of the 6 chuckers that we're playing of this, the Founders Cup, of course, 2021, this the third round.
Yeah, first open goal penalty for the Hawaii Polo Life on the penalty 2, Santi Torres. Finished it now and off, back to center with 3:35 on the clock, 3-2.
Ball just about to be thrown in, the umpire wanting to have a passage. Here it goes, and this is what it's going to come down to. Who wins those throw-ins? And it's going to be Hawaii Polo Life. This could be the equalizer here for Diego Cavanaugh. He's got plenty of time, just needs to control the ball, and he does it. 3, 4, 5 hits, and the ball is through. And there is the equalizer scored by Diego Cavanaugh, his second of the afternoon. And all of a sudden, we've got a game on our hands, Dale.
Yeah, a little bad luck there for Casablanca. That ball popped out the opposite way. Nero was faced up, was moving forward. It just popped off a horse, and that gave Diego a quick escape out of the bowl-in. And just good luck for Hawaii Polo Life, bad luck for Casablanca, but that'll equalize it 3-3.
Exactly, and once a man like Diego Cavanaugh gets the ball and runs away with it, there's very, very little you can do to stop him. Ball's in play, and once again, this time it's the turn of Taranco. Torres tries to take out Juancito to allow Taranco a little bit more space, but you can see straight away Casablanca, Juan Martinero there, just keeping his eye on the player. A little deflection there coming off the pony from Juan Martinero, but Hawaii Polo Life still have it. It's going to be left behind for the number 3, Diego Cavanaugh. Torres now will pick this one up. Still Torres. It comes a challenge, a hook challenge from Juancito Bolini. So clearly no love lost here. Now maybe Grant Ganzi. Torres couldn't quite make the connection and the shot on goal he was hoping for, but Hawaii Polo Life still very much in control now in this part of the game. He's going to leave it behind. It's going to be Castanola. He's just going to hold back a little bit, take out the pace. Torres sticking to him there, as you can see, making life very, very difficult. He needs a little bit of a helping hand. Torres sends it back into no man's land. There's no one there, even though Kavanagh had already turned. But it was a bit too much of an angle there for him to do anything with. Juan Martinero now. Oh, they're losing the ball. And it's going to be, well, that was inevitable. Dale, talk us through that one, will you?
Well, they come together there. It looked like that ball popped up on Nero. And remember, now, if a dead ball play, if a ball pops up and drops, then the old line is the actual right of way. And umpire's going to call that more up and down the field as Weimar came back from left to right. Now, that ball's out just outside the 60. And they're going to move this one in for another open goal. So a couple open goals here in the third chukker, giving Hawaii Polo Life the opportunity to move ahead here 4-3 with 1:34 on the clock.
What a turnaround. I mean, they really are finding or coming into their own, and they've certainly got their rhythm. Casablanca, I'm sure, will be looking forward to the halftime interval to maybe just compare notes and readjust slightly the strategy, because Casablanca, I beg your pardon, Hawaii Polo Life, very much finding their rhythm. So the second opportunity here, once again for Santi Torres, and he will make no mistake converting his second penalty too. So a very good substitution here for Barto Castanola on the behalf of Hawaii Polo Life. Very much showing his worth, and for the first time, Dale, Hawaii Polo Life take the lead with a little over a minute left to play in the first half.
Yeah, and a couple of broken plays there for Casablanca, the one out of the bowl in, which they picked up the equalizer. Now right here, Weimar, he had Castanola going forward, actually hit a divot and bounced back, so they capitalized on it quickly. Now they all come together here. No whistle on the play, and it'll be Diego.
Kavanagh straight away challenge there. Torres comes back. He will pick this one up and say, you know what, guys, if you don't want it, I'll run with it. On the near side, nicely played there by Taranko. Taranko now again on the near side. He's only got Chris Dawson up at the front to play it too. Again, the third attempt there to try and take the ball on the near side. Not that easy when you've got two defenders breathing down your neck, as Castanola sends that one over the halfway line. Castanola again. Look at that pony open up. Castanola on the approach. Turns it slightly. He would love to get a little cut shot or a tap just to put it through for the equaliser, and I think it's going to be Juancito Bellini. Juancito Bellini extends. What a great play and what a great way to end chukker number one. 4 apiece, Dale. We have a lot to look forward to in the second half.
You got a great play there by Barto to break it out of there. Juancito picks his man up early and flips that one in to get the equalizer, and that'll set it up here. We got a set of 4s on. So we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be back as Jan, Eric, Frank, and myself will go ahead and break down the first half. So stay with us here on Chukker TV. to the halftime breakdown here for the WPL, World Polo League, and the Founders Cup. But started out pretty clean but physical game early.
Very physical and a very, from literally the first ball that was thrown in, the pace was phenomenal. Both teams not wasting any time to get their rhythm going. They had their rhythm. They were clearly on a mission here. Casablanca getting off to the better start. Hawaii Polo Life not scoring in that first chukker. Hawaii Polo Life, I think if any of the two teams needed maybe a minute or two just to sort of get that rhythm going, were Hawaii Polo Life. But as we just saw, especially in the last chukker, they turned it around, scored 3 goals. Santi Torres coming in twice, scoring from a penalty 2 position. Gave them the upper hand for the briefest of moments when they were leading 4-3. But then that great little play just now, the combination with Barto Castanola and then Juancito Bellini, again finding himself exactly where he needed to be to put the ball between the uprights, leaving the teams at halftime with 4 apiece. So really at the moment, anyone's game.
Back and forth here. Second chukkers, we talked about it being physical. We looked at it. There were a lot of shading, and when we talk about shading, just in case you're not used to that here on Chukker TV, it's when a player is blocking. Now, the procedure in the game of polo is if a man has the ball and is offside and a player comes in, they'll tell the man to clear. Now, the player needs to clear out of the way. You can't just clear. And, there's some dicey plays in there. I had an opportunity to talk to some of the umpires here at halftime just to kind of discuss what they were feeling out there. And they are definitely going to be looking more for the shading because we know in this high goal polo that if you got to eliminate the shading, if you don't eliminate the shading, then you start getting delay of game. So you can't take it away from the guy that has the ball. The defense cannot have control of the game. So there were some plays in there that I just didn't agree with early on. I thought Taranco's a very physical player. He's a very strong player. And he uses his defense to turn into offense. But you can't let him control the game there. But if they're going to let him get away with it, he's going to do what he wants to do there. There's a few plays where he kind of was in front. They had something to clear, and then his horse took a step back. Those, for me, are easier calls and just move the ball. When you start calling the shading, they will stop shading because they do not want to give up goal shot penalties, and it also keeps the game more open, running and gunning, and that's what you need when you have these fabulous four-legged athletes. You're playing 26-goal pole at the highest level. You can't have that kind of play slowing it down, so let's see if they adjust for the second half.
Well, I very much hope so, Dale, because exactly what you're saying, that makes the difference, of course, at this level, at the WPL, and as you were saying, there were a few occasions here where it just became stagnant. It just was not running. But let's also talk a little bit about some of the players out there so far who has really stuck out in your mind, who's played very well. For me, Santi Torres, as always, a favourite. But what about Castanola?
Yeah, no, I love the combination. Juan Martinero is just an amazing captain. He's been with Casablanca, and he's played with Grant Ganzi and Juancito. Juancito and Grant Ganzi, I call them the young dynamic duo. They know each other very well. They're friends on and off the field. And they play in high goal polo. They've been playing in high goal polo for many, many years. And so they know how to play with these guys. I think when you add the addition of Castanola with Juan Martin and the boys, it's a great combination. And this team's going to get better and better. They'll go to the 10, as you said, at halftime. They'll speak out. They'll talk about this last chukker. I mean, that's a bad luck in the third chukker. They lost the one bowl-in, which was just a broken play, but a great run by Diego Cavanaugh. You can't let Diego just run with the ball there. So that's a broken play. They give up a goal. And then on the opposite side, they had a challenge. You got to see the challenge. We didn't see it out here, but the IRO agreed with the call on the field, so that was another open goal.
Quick question to you, Dale. If you were sitting on the sidelines there with Hawaii Polo Life, what advice would you give them? And again, the same question, what would you tell Casablanca to adjust or change in the second half?
Yeah, so with Casablanca here, I think they should stay on the same game, keep on firing. And I agree, they're going to get some open calls here because we saw the third chukker open up from the second chukker. Second chukker was completely different. And so they play a game like that. It's an open running game. You saw the last goal here. Casanola's going to make some big runs from the number 3 position. So that's where Grant and Juancito need to transition in behind him, pick their man up early, win their man early, win their man when Barto's going over center, then win your man. Then, like Juancito did down there, he already has man out. Easy finish. On the other side, they brought Santi in to play for Poroto. Santi's a run and gun and player, and he's keeping, he's going to keep Barto pretty busy because he is a solid and a physical player. So they're going to try to use they're going to use Diego Cavanaugh to control the game, and they need to keep an eye because they have, even though that Heijo Taranco's wearing the number 2 today, he's kind of switching up with Chris Dawson. Chris is going forward, and he's coming from the back, so they'll use him coming from the back, and Casablanca needs to watch out for that.
Absolutely. Well said, Del. I think the players are back on the field, and it's time for us to take our seats again. Hope you are strapped in, enjoying the action, of course, brought to you, as always, via Chucker TV. We are live coming to you from Jan Pamela. The wind is still there, but the wind is seems to be blowing away some of those horrible clouds, Dale. We've had some very unusual weather here in South Florida. As you know, I've been coming here for the last few years, and I've never, ever experienced it so cold.
Yeah, no, we've had blustery days. The last this whole week has been like that, but it's been nice for the four-legged athlete. It does cool off. It can be a little tremendous on the horse or the players on the field because, which direction some of these fields run here in Wellington, Florida. At the Grand Canyon Poco, 17 different fields that we use, and they do run north and south and east and west. Today, you will be running into the wind when you run to the east, such as Casablanca is right now. It's going to be Diego Cavanaugh on the ball.
Cavanaugh, exactly, for Hawaii Polo Live. Gets the pressure there from Grant, beg your pardon, that wasn't Grant Gansey, that was number 4, Juan Martinero, putting the pressure on there on Hawaii Polo Life. It's turned around on the spot. Torres not in a position to pick up that ball. It's taken down the field. A little hook there, a little sword fight going on, and it's going to be left for Barto Castanola. Castanola now, he's got a man coming in on the stick side. That was Diego Cavanaugh trying to make life very awkward for him. He's picked it up on the near side. Will try and clear it. Got a hook from the number 3 from Castanola. Castanola really all over the place. He, for me, definitely one of the strongest players here and instrumental in getting in front or getting into a goal shooting position. Hawaii Polo Life at the moment all but reacting. This is going to be left foot. Well, I thought Grant might get to it. Castanola again taking his time. He's got such an oversight here, anticipating literally what is about to happen. In comes Gansey. Well, I think that was quite clear to see as Grant Gansey came charging down the field. The number 2 player, Taranco, I think he was the man on the line.
Yeah, quick line change here, but I like this. Grant's got to go for that play because you're not going to move this ball. Nobody going forward. It's going to be a 5 from the spot. It's still a possession play for Hawaii Polo Life. But if Grant gets there a click earlier, he might beat Taranco on the turn. So you got to go for it. Just 5-8. Going to be in favor of Hawaii Polo Life.
And the action continues. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. 5:45 on the clock, and Hawaii Polo Life now for the first time, I think, now in quite a while, getting close, if not over the halfway line. It's going to be left for Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh takes aim. He sees Santi Torres out on the left-hand side, but Casablanca, and I think it's clear to say, Dale, from the outset here, from the beginning of this second half, Casablanca, I think they will have been advised to be marking up even closer. Gansey wants it. There's the pass from Castanola. Gansey, a little under the neck shot. Here it comes. Oh, nicely executed. A great little play there. Castanola and Grant Gansey.
Yeah, and it's just going to be just wide here, though. They're going to call that one back because that ball's going to go left of the post. And again, I like the give and go, though, is now they're using Juan Mar's using Castanola going forward quickly, and a great read there by Gansey on his own. Just overhit to the left side. It's going to be a knock-in to be favor, and it's going to be Taranco.
Taranco straight away runs into traffic there right early on. In comes Torres. Torres always the man to pick up the loose ball and the pieces here. And I do got to tell you that I do love watching him play. So powerful, so agile, and so quick. And, of course, all these players on fantastically mounted ponies. On the far side now, there's the drive up to maybe Dawson. Is he going to reach it? It's a little bit too short. On the near side, the pick up. He couldn't quite do anything with it. Torres is there as well. And, again, Castanola tries to clear it round the bend there on the near side. Juancito Bellini, yes, it was Bellini. He will try and, on the second attempt to clear, a little bit of a mistake. That this could cost him dearly as Cavanaugh will tee it up. But Casablanca get away with it. Torres sends the ball right back into the danger zone, and he puts it through. What an incredible goal at what an angle. Now you understand, Dale, why I am such a fan of this man, Santi Torres. Nobody had him on the cards. He comes out of nowhere. I thought he was just going to play it back into that zone, but he actually went for goal and scored.
Yeah, quick play there by Santi Torres, and another broken play, and this is going against Casablanca today. 3 goals given up on broken plays. Big back shot there by Juan Martinero. It bounced off one of the four-legged athletes, so we're going to go ahead and check her out, and they'll take her down just to make sure she's okay. Anytime a ball does hit one of the four-legged athletes, we do make sure we take care of them, take a look at them, make sure they're good. So with 3:46 on the clock, we use the courtesy change here, and we'll come back to center. Again, nip and tuck, 5-4, and Casa needs to eliminate these broken plays. There's some I guess transitional plays that they're working, that they're getting beat on, and that's where these goals come from. Otherwise, still playing strong, both teams, and a little bit tougher scoring in the east end zone, where Grant Gansey just shot at, as this wind is picking up at a good 25-30 miles an hour, blowing out of the east. You always got to be careful running into that goal down there. They'll start this one off with a bowl-in from center. Hawaii Polo Life coming on together. Four-man team, and it looks like Casablanca coming out of the east end zone. So big bowl-in here.
Now, chance also just to remind you viewers at home watching and around the world that we have, of course, our second WPL Founders Cup match this afternoon. Also coming to you live via Chucker TV, of course, here from Jan Pamela. Make sure you tune in and join us at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Richard Mille with 2 wins under their belt already. They'll be taking on Pampa Norte, who have yet to win in the Founders Cup. That, as I said, this afternoon, coming to you live via Chucker TV. It's going to be an interesting game. We've got Mark Gansey, Jetta Castanola, Pablo McDonough, another Tengola, and Paco de Navarez playing against Pampa Norte with Vacaz, Al-Siddiq, Pedro Falabella, Matias Torres Zavaleta, and Santiago Loza. So make sure you don't miss that this afternoon. The action, as I say, starting on Chucker TV at 4 p.m.
Yeah, that should be a great game. Make sure you join us right here. They're going to win the bowl-in, and Hawaii Polo Life's going to work it down a good 150 yards. And then Taranco, I told you, he's wearing the number 2 today. Dawson is wearing the 4, but they are switching positions all day long. Chris seems to be running through more at the number 1 position now. Santi's wearing the 1, but he's playing all over the place, so playing more like a 2. And Taranco has moved back to the number 4 position, and now Taranco's going to come in and pick up a goal, though, on now on to put it up by 2 goals. The largest lead that Hawaii Polo Life's had today here in the Fort Chucker. A lot of pole to be played, though. That ball's going to go back and forth on the bowl-in. Now the hustle play. Taranco looking for Chris Dawson.
Nero. Beg your pardon. Nice little backhand there by Nero. Just wanted to bring you that information. And, of course, that goal just now that we missed was scored by Taranco, making it 6-4. Taking a nice little 2-goal cushion here, going on into this fourth chucker with a little over 2 minutes left to play. Gansey will send this ball up the field looking for Castanola. Castanola now will take this one on the near side, couldn't make the connection. Torres will just reluctantly send that one over the sideboards.
And we'll get our first possession play and our first time today that this ball's been hit out of bounds. On the possession play, they'll bring it in 5 yards from the side. They count to 8, and then they say play. They give possession up to the opposing team. It's going to be the number 4 in the blue.
Juan Martinero, the Tengola, straight away runs into Santi Torres. He's going to take a shot on goal. It's a long-distance shot. But that one just going wide. So maybe a little bit out of frustration here with 1:38 left on the clock. Well, Hawaii Polo Life, and as you were saying, Dale, with Casablanca, those plays that they were giving away, another unnecessary goal possibly, 6-4. Hawaii Polo Life now really getting their mojo going.
Yeah, no, I like his play by Nero on the possession play. He drives it into the coffin corner, just not the shot he wanted. Now they need to win this knock-in. Let's see if Hawaii Polo Life can get a positive possession. That's a great ride-off by Castanola.
Castanola. Left to his own devices. No one to play it to. Castanola, look at that pony open up. What's he got up his sleeve? He's going to send it, well, with a cut shot into the danger zone, but it's clear. Taranco. In comes Juan Martinero. Again, and Torres just beating Castanola to it. Kavanagh now. He's got a bit of space for himself again along the sideboards.
Yeah, and you get a whistle on that one all day long. Now, remember, there is no right-of-way on the near side being the left side of the pony. Anytime an opposing player is riding in to make a play, you need to skip over and go the offside there. So Diego I guess because he was running towards the boards, was going to hit a neck shot, try to run onto it, but well read by Nero to apply the pressure. That kind of put Diego Cavanaugh in a spot that he couldn't get out of, as Nero just jumped on it quickly, and he's going to catch him on the wrong side of the pony there. He needs to give Nero a near side play, and Diego needs to go on the offside. Diego's going to talk to the umpires about this one, but it's a pretty simple call on the field. And as I was saying earlier, I just think Diego was going to try to make a near side high goal play under the neck and run onto it because he was running into the boards. And but you cannot keep that ball away. And if they go to challenge this one, this could be trouble.
Well, the ball has been set up on the penalty four spot regardless. Let's see if that challenge really is coming through. But, yeah, that was, I hope you managed to see that clear on the screens at home. But
yeah, no, if they go to challenge this one, it's going to be trouble. Because this play is a pretty simple play. I think Diego might be, I don't know, he might be a little bit confused on what he... Now, I know Nero came in there right at the end, but he has the opportunity to go there and make a play. So they're going to ride over.
They're going to just wait, see what the umpire says. Coming to us now is the Esteban Ferrari. Also having a little word with my co-commentator, Mr. Dale Schwetz. So we're just going to have to wait and see what the umpires make out of this. Let's have a look at the clock. 45 seconds left to play, so quite an important phase of the game here. So this decision, very, very important. And they are, as you can see, referring or talking. They're in conference with the third man, the IRO official in the studio, who of course has the chance to replay and watch all of the action, of course, on a big screen to determine exactly whether or not that really was a challenge worthy of challenging.
Yeah, so they are going to challenge the ball placement. Now that's another challenge, and so Diego was not challenging the foul. I apologize, Diego. Diego was agreeing with the foul, but he was challenging the ball placement, and so Diego was thinking it should be a penalty 5. But, the right down there is high goal Polo. The 5 there for me. I like this 4, so they're going to lose their challenge. So Casablanca will have a bit of an advantage here in the second half. In the fourth chukker, 2 more chukkers left yet, so they will have their challenge, and it's going to be Barto Castanola with the penalty 4, 60-yard shot.
Well, I'm pretty sure Castanola, the way he's been playing so far here this afternoon, will, I think I was going to say not make a mistake, but I don't think that was a mistake. I think that was the wind very much carrying that ball.
Huge wind. He's hitting into about 30 miles an hour blowing out of that end zone down there. We talked about the east end zone today. Very tough. And now we're going to get our 30-second horn. The ball is still on the line there as Hawaii Polo Life had the knock-in. So we will start the fifth chukker with a knock-in in favor of Hawaii Polo Life. 6-4, very, very close here. We'll send them both off, and we'll be back. You're watching Chukker TV. This is the World Polo League Founders Cup. Welcome to Chucker TV, and we're back. Fifth Chucker action. We ended that Chucker with a knock-in favor of Hawaii Polo Life, and well, missed opportunity there for Casablanca. We were talking about Barto, hit it very well, just off to the right side, and that is not an easy goal to shoot at today. Wind blowing from the east, and it looks like our final player, Santi Torres, riding on here on the gray pony. And we'll get them all lined up here and get our knock-in. Again, very close. It was 1-0 after the first, Casablanca, 2-1 after the second, Casablanca, 3-3 at halftime. So very nip and tuck. And then they jumped ahead here. A couple goals for Hawaii Polo Life to make it 6-4. And it'll be Taranco with the knock-in for Hawaii Polo Life.
Well, Casablanca have quite a bit of work to do now, Dale, as you were saying. Hawaii Polo Life very much starting to slowly showing signs of running away with it. 2 goals in it as Castanola on the sideboards with Juan Martinero. Juan Martinero saying, get out of the way. Again, you were talking about that shading once again. So it has maybe reduced a little bit, but it's still there on the field. Again, nicely picked up by Juan Martinero. Nero now for Casablanca. Still Nero. Taranco's there with him. Taranco steals it in the jaws or in the mouth of the goal there. As Hawaii Polo Life getting very, very lucky, sending their troops all the way up to the front door. So, we've had a tumble.
All right, so welcome back. As looks like we got Juan Martinero back up on top there. You never want to see that happen there, as he did fall off over on the far side when they came together, so they want to check that. And the replay official can check that to make sure there wasn't any danger collected. It looks like he's okay, and they'll check out his four-legged athlete. Always allowed to give the player a new four-legged athlete, Yan, for that, for safety of both. And it looks like they didn't have any penalty on the play, so they're discussing that with the two mound officials, Martelli and Ferrari, and they'll bowl this one in from the center to the boards, unless that ball went out of bounds. Now, if the ball went out of bounds, that could be a different scenario, but it did not, so it looks like they're going to spin around here, and they're going to line them up on Esteban Ferrari.
About to throw the ball into play, so let's hope Juan Martin really is okay. He's back in the saddle again, thank God for that, as the action continues, and Casablanca with Barto Castanola putting the pressure on, tries to outplay Santi Torres. Torres reaching out, a long reach there to try and pick up that ball, but Castanola not stopping. Fakes a little backhand, still Castanola. Great stick work there from Barto Castanola. On the far side, again, where that incident happened just a few moments ago. Turned around by Juan Martinero. Nero now wanting to keep the pressure on Hawaii Polo Life still. Juan Martinero. Juancito Bellini making himself available. He's given it back to Castanola. Castanola just desperate to try and get in a position where he can open those shoulders and try and send the ball to goal. Wow, what a steal right in front of Barto Castanola. Clear right-of-way infringement there. And the umpires on top of that play, but they really had no choice, Dale, but to blow on that whistle, on that play. Castanola doing everything right, and the umpires have decided exactly how I thought it was going to go in favour. And this is a very, very important situation here for Casablanca, Dale. They're trailing by 2. They need a quick goal here to keep that pressure on Hawaii Polo Life, who are slowly starting to show signs of running away with this.
Yeah, great recovery there by Nero. Great pros always are. Jumps right back on, wins that offense, and wins that bowling down on their side of the field. Gets the ball inside the 60. Ball placement, open goal. Number 3, Barto Castanola.
Castanola keeps it low this time. Doesn't want the wind to sort of interfere with that. No mistake. Castanola's 4th goal of the afternoon. They're right back in this game. 5 goals to 6. We're in the 5th chuck-up. Still plenty of time, a good 4.5 minutes left to play in chucker number 5. But they need to get a little bit tighter on this Casablanca team, don't they? They need to stop allowing Hawaii.
Still the difference, though, yeah, if you break it down, just a few broken plays. Remember, we talked about them in the 3rd chucker, a few broken plays for Casa they weren't looking for, in the 4th, actually. So, ball's rolling good on the knockout, on the bowling here, stolen away by Barto.
Castanola, once again, everything seems to stop and start with Castanola. He's got Grant going out on his left-hand side. There's the pass, a little bit too short. Well, no, not too short for this man, the 10-goaler Juan Martinero. For a minute there, I thought he was going to play it to Grant Ganzi. He's left it once again. Castanola. And now this could be the kind of break. Again, you were talking about broken plays. Santi Torres now. Look at that pony open up. Torres. There's the first shot. Torres now. He knows he's got traffic. Torres again, he's just got a slight little edge on this. Torres and Santi Torres, he makes it look so easy, doesn't he, Dale?
Yeah, and that's just another broken play as Barto had control and command of the game there. A sacrifice play by Juan Martinero down on the far side, a neutral play. They dropped that ball. I know Barto would like to get that one back. Broken play, and they hit. Taranco hits the first one. Santi says, I got the horsepower. Santi takes over, and it's a great finish.
Absolutely. 7 goals to 5 then. That 2-goal cushion restored for Hawaii Polo Life as they go back to the centre. Ball will be thrown in by Federico Martelli as they line up on the halfway line. Casablanca would be well advised to try and win the throw-in, and they have. And this is Juan Martinero, and again, Torres now playing the defensive role. Juan Martinero wanted to get a shot off, maybe to Grant, who's at the front waiting, saying, send me that ball. Castanola again will have a shot at this. Castanola slightly pushed out of that line, away by the man with the number 3, by Diego Kavanagh. They know the danger man here is very much Barto Castanola. And, of course, this man on the ball as we speak, Juan Martinero. Where's he going to play it to? Just takes the pace out, needs to play it.
Again.
Slight delay there. The umpire's being exceptionally lenient on that one. Torres. No, beg your pardon. It is the man with the number 3, Diego Kavanagh. Kavanagh now opens up things for Hawaii Polo Life. He's got 2 to choose from. Dawson still waiting. This could be Dawson's moment. Dawson. And the ball stays in play. Dawson's lucky there. He just basically kissed the top of that sideboards. Dawson, now look at that pony open up. Chris Dawson. Dawson. Well, what happened there, Dale?
So it comes off the boards over there. Remember, if you hit a neck shot, you need to come back on the near side. Looked to me like Juan Martinero jumped on the right-of-way behind him. They're going to call Dawson for going back to the offside. Now, it all goes down to the next shot. How much of an angle was there? And Juan Martinero, he's 10 goals, top player, man. He knows how to get right there, and he knows how to read those plays so well. So that ball is going to bring us to our courtesy change here in the fifth chukker. 2:49 left in this chukker. Still keeping that 2-goal lead.
Still very much keeping that 2-goal lead, and I was hoping that Casablanca, especially in this, the penultimate chukker, would sort of slowly get back into the game. They now understand, and I think they've learnt their lessons from, especially as you were saying in the fourth chukker, to try and not allow these plays to be broken.
Yeah, they're still playing very well. I mean, some broken plays happen in the game of polo. Now, the bad thing for Casablanca today is when they did have broken plays, Hawaii Polo Life capitalized on them. So you got to give love to Hawaii Polo Life on those plays. Just eliminate the errors.
Yeah.
Eliminate the errors.
Exactly. Stay focused, head down, do the job that you come out here to do, because they are, as you're saying, are playing a very good game. And, I mean, with the score only 7-5, it's still very much
very, very, very tight. Back and forth, like I said, seems to have opened up here in the second half. We like that. And as they came down here in front on that play, I think you're going to get a penalty 5 in favor. Diego didn't seem, he was questioning it down. We'll see if Diego, I don't think he'll use his challenge here, just, even if he thinks he's right, just because all you're going to do is get a bowl in down there. Now, you will be in front of your goal, but all you're giving up is a penalty 5A. And we talked about how strong the defensive battle is. Now you still have an opportunity to shut them down, but control will go to Casablanca.
Absolutely, and that is, of course, Juan Martinero getting things underway. As you just said, 2:45 left on the clock. A nice little pass up to the front door looking for Castanola. He hasn't taken off him, or does he, by the number 3, Diego Kavanagh. In comes Torres. And it's going to be Ganzi. Ganzi just stealing that ball away. Hard ride off here. Very hard ride off here between Grant Ganzi and Diego Kavanagh. And there's an appeal and a whistle.
Give me a whistle there. I love the aggressiveness here of Ganzi. You need to do that. Diego very, very strong with the ball. Very tough player. And they're going to go ahead and...
I think a 5B, Dale, is I think the call here from the centre. Yep, that's the decision by the umpires. So we hit from the centre. Another chance here for that cat challenge. So let's see. They've got the wind in their back.
Taranco hit one pretty good last time. Let's see if he goes for the 2-point play here.
The conditions really ideal now. You want the wind coming from behind you. And play has been called, and it's going to be the man with the number 2, as you rightly said, Heiho Taranco. And of course, if Kat, you're watching, this one's for you, dear. Well, they're quite deep, or are they quite deep? Here we go. Here comes the strike. Well, it's gone through. Torres is waiting. Torres taking the player, Juancito, but Juancito managing to get on the side of the ball as it's turned around here by Castanola. Castanola.
Now, this is where you got to clear, and I don't find that to be clearing, but...
No.
Yeah. You need to clear out.
Yep, you do, and there's a slight delay again
if
on
you
that.
jump in front,
Yep.
Now you're controlling the clearing again, so...
Yeah, and that,
they escaped with the ball.
Yeah, it's all about positive play, Dale. It's all about the positive play. Now, the 2 number 3s, Kavanagh and Castanola, both chasing that ball. Kavanagh opens a shot under the neck. And again, a big opportunity for Diego Kavanagh, making no mistake. And for the first time, Dale, it's 8-5. 3 goals in it now.
So Casablanca's going to try to break that ball out of there with Castanola, and then a defensive play by Hawaii Polo Life. They shut it down before you get to center. And again, though, right there, in that play, dicey for me. When you got a player on the left side, jumps to the right side.
I agree.
Slowing the game for the against the. So you got to be careful of that play and make sure you stay consistent on that shading call. Here we go. It's going to be Bellini.
Bellini against Torres. Torres just takes it off him. Torres, little flick of the wrist there. Santi Torres. Now we know how he can open up his pony. Torres on the approach. Does he find the angle? All very close, but again, elegance and motion there from Santi Torres. Just a cheeky little player there. Stole it from Bellini. Bellini probably didn't expect him to be that quick. And before you know it, he shoots one to goal. And that could have, again, very quickly gone.
Yeah, bigger play here for Hawaii Polo. Just winning the bowl in with the up now by 3 goals. So just trying to keep that offensive attack going. Let's see if Casablanca can change the energy.
There's the siren. There's the horn. Diego Kavanagh for Hawaii Polo Life intercepting that more or less at halfway on in the midfield. There's the pass 2 goal. It's going to go slightly out to the right-hand side, but well advised there by Juan Martinero to let that one just trickle over. And that will, of course, conclude the end of Chukka number 5. 8 goals to 5, Dale. What's going to happen in Chukka number 6?
Well, largest lead we've seen here, so let's see if Casablanca, they will control the ball on the knock-in. Starting off 6 Chukka, they do have the wind behind them. So Juan Martinero will gather the troops, will send Hawaii Polo Life off, and we'll be back. You don't want to miss his 6th and final Chukka World Polo League 2021 Founders Cup. All right, welcome back. Here we go. 6 Chukka of play. And let's break it down, Jan. It was 1-0 after the first.
Indeed it was. It was 1 apiece. No, pardon, they both scored in the second, but it was, of course, after that first Chukka, then 2 goals to 1. Going into the third Chukka, they left the field. We saw 2 goals from Santi Torres, 1 from Diego Cavana, only 2 on the side of Casablanca, with Juancito Bellini and Barto Castanola both scoring. But they left the half-time, or the third Chukka. After the third Chukka, it was 4 apiece. At the end of the fourth Chukka, it was 6 goals to 4. And as you can see now, joining us at the top of the 6th Chukka, 8 goals to 5. And Casablanca still have quite a little bit of work to do in this game to try and secure their 3rd win. Hawaii Polo Life chasing, of course, their 2nd win. Remember, they lost their opening game to Seminole Casino, beat Santa Rita. So for them, very important to try and get their 2nd win of this, the Founders Cup. So here we are then, Chukka number 6. 7 minutes on the clock left to play. 8 goals to 5 in favour of Hawaii Polo Life.
Great scenario here for Casablanca. You have the knock-in to start off the 6th Chukka. You have the wind at your back. They break it all the way down, positive possession beyond center field. They get within the 60-yard line. They catch number 4 in the dark jersey on the right-of-way violation coming across. He was trying to clear out, but he ended up kicking the ball when he did. So Nero was dead on it, and they'll get an open goal penalty opportunity to put it within 2.
Very important here for Casablanca. Very important indeed. Now then, it's going to be Barto Castanola, so far already scoring 4 goals. The only Chukka he didn't score was in Chukka number 4. Scored 1 in the first 3 and again in the 5th. And this could be, as you said, Dale, a very important goal here for Casablanca. Castanola. He put it wide. He put it wide. Well, maybe there was a little bit too much aggression in that shot. That would normally be something he would do in his sleep. So a missed opportunity here for Casablanca. Hawaii Polo Life will be happy with that. They keep on to that 3-goal cushion. 8 goals to 5. The ball's hit out of play from their own back line as they come towards the halfway line. Bellini now. Bellini tried to pick that one up, didn't make a connection. It's sent over the halfway line by the number 3, by Diego Kavanagh. This time Bellini gets the piece he wanted off that ball. Castanola will send it up to Juan Martinero. Juan Martinero now, the 10-goaler, has to slam on the brakes. He's got a bit of traffic coming in the form of Hejo Taranko. There's the shot on goal. And again, maybe a yard or two in it. 2 goals there, Dale.
Yeah, I mean, you have White Polo Life. They break it down to get it past center field. Bellini finds Castanola. Castanola finds Wamar. Wamar dropped his shoulder. He was off to the races there. Just a click off the post. They actually bring the ball further out. When the ball leaves the field next to the post, they bring it 10 yards out. So safety, knocking coming, the man in the red helmet.
Santi Torres over the halfway line. Torres again up against Juancito Bellini. Left behind for Castanola. Running down the line. No danger given, and Torres will just send that into no man's land. Or will that ball stay in play?
The hustle play here by Santi Torres. He comes from left to right. A lot of distance in there for 26-goal Polo. They're going to go non-call. They actually agree with that call based on the speed of the game when it's open. I know Barto trying to get to it, but let's see. A lot of time left here. Still time with 5:10 on the clock. Here comes Casablanca.
Casablanca on the far side. Once again, Castanola couldn't do anything with it. It's sent back by Diego Kavanagh, looking always for Santi Torres. But Juan Martinero, he's not just going to give that ball away. Just nice little play there, feeds it into to the path there of Barto Castanola. Castanola, Torres, of course, he doesn't need a written invitation to come and try and challenge you. There's the drive up to the front door. Juancito Bellini's there, so is Ganzi. The near side backhand to get the ball out of that danger zone by the number 2, Taranko. Left again for Torres. He's got quite a bit of space. He's got a man on, and there's a man coming through the centre in midfield. He'll pick it up nicely on the near side. Good combination play. Slight little mishap there as a deflection came off that pony as Ganzi will try and send it back down the other way. Torres now. Torres, he knows he's got the pressure on. What's he going to do here? Torres plays it away from the goal mouth. There's the under the neck shot. He saw that one of his teammates had turned with him. Challenge here on the sideboards. Not much there that the number 2, Hejo Taranko, could do on that play, even though it was well. The idea was clever there from Torres. There's the open backhand again. It's going to be picked. Oh! I was going to say picked up, but it's going to be Ganzi. Ganzi turns it around. Ganzi, can he get himself into a shooting position? Still Ganzi. There's the shot on goal. It was a bouncing ball and cleared. But they still have it. Casablanca, Castanola now. He'll turn it on the inside, leaving behind him Diego Kavanagh. Castanola. Castanola tries to finish what he started. Juancito Bellini sends a little near side backhand towards goal again. They're all running all over it. Hawaii Polo Life have it, and Chris Dawson is saying, send it to me. Torres. There comes the ball for Dawson. It's too far out to the left-hand side. Torres once again having to chase that one. There's the near side backhander. Powerful 10-goaler there. Juan Martinero sends it back into the melee of players. Torres straight away coming back. Ganzi, second shot on goal. And it's just gone wide.
Third knock-in here. The last chucker and a half, actually. Opportunity by Casablanca. Yeah, I mean, down by 3. Shooting at goal. Opportunities down in front of goal. And just no luck right around the goal there as they come in. And looks like they're going to go ahead and go courtesy change here with 2:57.
2:57, 8 goals to 5. As you said, Dell, 3 goals in it. And a chance for me to just once again remind you, of course, of the action coming up this afternoon. Later on this afternoon, after this game, chance for everybody to grab a spot of lunch. And then make sure you're back watching on Chucker TV, of course, the second match of today's WPL Founders Cup this afternoon, 4 o'clock. Richard Mille, with already 2 wins under the belt, up against Pampa Norte, who are looking for their first win in this, the Founders Cup. And we will be seeing Richard Mille. We'll see Mark Ganzi, Jetta Castanola, 8 goals. Pablo McDonough, another 10-goaler. And Paco de Navarez, a 6-goaler. Then Papa Norte, we have Vacas Al-Siddiq playing off 0 goals. Pedro Falabella, the 7-goal alongside Matias Torres Zavaleta, also 7 goals. And Santiago Loza at 8 goals. Make sure you join us this afternoon, as I say, 4 o'clock. Coming to you, of course, where else but on Chucker TV.
So I just fouled down in front down there. Grant took it in, and there was a big melee of players. And they're going to go ahead and give an opportunity here. So Casablanca, with 2:57 on the clock, is going to get a shot on goal here once again, open goal penalty. So put them within 2 and time. They'll play that 30 seconds out. So now it'll be Barto from the 30-yard line. So open goal penalty with wind at his back. Must-needed goal here for Casablanca on the penalty shot. We're going to go ahead and leave it with Barto. Barto's just one wide today. He actually has 3 open goal penalties. Had a 4 go wide that was into the wind, though. And now with the wind again, it's going to be Barto Castanola, number 3.
Well, he wanted to redeem himself, and he has. Castanola, nicely done, no mistake. And as you said, Dale, a very, very important goal, down to just 2 goals in it. Plenty of time left on the clock in this final chuck at 2:45 left to play. And I think a crucial goal here for Castanola. And let's hope this is going to...
Super goal. Yeah, he needed that one. Now the wind is bowling here as the time is still in their grasp. They have an opportunity here. Let's see if they win this bowling. Yeah, it's going to be Castanola.
And that is so important, Dale, isn't it? Winning that throw-in, or the bowling, as you say. Castanola immediately being marked there by Kavanagh, wanting to put the pressure on. He's done well to untangle himself out of that little melee of players. Over on the far side now, Juan Martinero. Can he run away with it? Martinero has a challenge. There's the backhand, looking for once again to feed the ball to Torres. But Casablanca doing very well. Castanola now, he could possibly send one from exactly there. He's within shooting distance. Castanola wants to get a little bit closer. Still, Castanola, very important here for Casablanca. The power play continues, as we saw before that courtesy change. The traffic jam is right in front of the goal mouth, and Castanola will be appealing. He thought he had somebody come across the pony. And Hawaii Polo Life once again.
I don't know, man. I thought I saw a couple fouls down in there. Well, when Kavanagh took the bride off and then went back to the ball, it looked to me like he fouled Nero on it. And they let that play in there. And let's see, they still have time here. It's going to be Juanmar.
Juanmar, again, looking to set it up again. So far, making it very hard. Hawaii Polo Life, they've been caught in their own half for quite a while now. Castanola, he's got a little bit of a gap as Juanmar takes out the number 3. Diego Kavanagh to allow, hopefully... No, it's back to Kavanagh. I think the plan was for Castanola to try and find a little passageway through. Still Castanola. He wants to get a shot on goal. That was more of a half swing. He's looking for Ganzi. He's appealing. All the sticks are up in the air.
And a whistle will stop the clock. They needed that melee, though, back where Barto and Kavanagh were there. It didn't look too clean from this side of the field where I'm at. I'm 150 yards from it, but it definitely looked like on that play when he rode Barto off, he pushed him wide. Then he got Nero in the rumble seat. I don't think that he can come back there and make that back shot, and that's when Juanmar came in. Then it meleeed around again. Those are big plays right there for Casa based on the time of the game. I would have put him back at center, goal down with about 1:30 on the clock. Now they're going to have an opportunity here to be within 1. And they're going to have to hustle back. It's going to take 28 seconds. They're going to have about 12 seconds to win the ball and tie it.
Nigh impossible. As you know, Dale, crazier things have happened in the game of polo. Let's first of all see how Barto Castanola will hopefully do, as you suggested, get that first goal. Very important goal now. He's timed it well. It's high, but I think it's going to go out to the left-hand side. And I fear, Dale, that might all be...
Bad luck there as they going into that wind again. You can see he tried to compensate the opposite way. Very tough hitting in that wind today on the 60-yard shot. You need those little plays like we were just talking about earlier, though, Jan. You know, tight games like this. Well, here we go. Knock in with 26 seconds left, 2-goal difference.
And Hawaii Polo Life, I'm sure they will just let the clock run down now as Castanola will appeal. The umpire, as you can see, is not having any of it. There's the drive. And... that ball will go for Chris Dawson, but he's been told to take it easy. Then down to the last few seconds. Hawaii Polo Life, I'm sure, will be happy with this result. A successful and a very productive day at the office. There you have it, 8-6, the final score. Dale, your final words?
Yeah, they've come down to it. Like I said, interesting game back and forth. And as they're going to go ahead and say, congratulations to each other. Tight games like this, tight calls are big. They'll review everything, of course, and look it over. Some things I don't agree with, things I do agree with. I think definitely was tough on Casablanca on a few of those, the ones that I saw. There's still the plays, those broken plays that are always tough for a team, but it made it a little bit tougher on them. But you got to give love to Hawaii Polo for coming here to World Polo League. They're going to take the win here. But like I said, they'll review everything and check things out and try to take it to another level.
Absolutely. Well, listen, thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed the action. A lot of controversial things that happen out there today. A lot of material to be discussed. Let us remind you, of course, as we said earlier this afternoon, we've got another game joining us, please, if you will, this afternoon. 4 o'clock, Richard Mille against Pampanote. Dale, I hope I'm going to see you there this afternoon as well.
I will be there with you, Yan. So for Yan, Edic, Frank, I'm Dale Schwetz. I speak for the whole Chucker TV family. I want to say thank you for making us the leaders of polo broadcasting. And when you watch polo in the World Polo League, you know why we say at Chucker TV, we love the polo.